Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing very well. Uh, Very warm welcome to all of you, all the students for our session today on Virtual Science Labs. पहले तो आप सबको दिवाली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं and I'm sure all of you are enjoying your Diwali vacations. Also, Diwali is due in a couple of days, so I'm sure your preparations are in full swing, right? At the same time, it's very important to be in touch with our concepts and our education and studies as well. तो इसलिए कुछ important topics जो हम every Saturday Sunday we have planned that we are going to do on virtual science lab. Those are going to be taken up today. Um, and these are again topics from biology. One of them is cell structures and functions. And एक और जो आज हम topic करने वाले हैं वो है reproduction in animals. Right. So these are two topics which we are going to study today. बहुत ही basic topics in the sense that when you talk about these topics, cell structures and functions, so इसके आप लोगों को टेक्स्ट बुक्स में डायग्राम्स मिल जाएंगे, राइट? बट व्हाई आर सिमुलेशंस इंपॉर्टेंट? और जैसे हमने इतने टाइप के अलग अलग सिमुलेशंस देखे, आपको समझ में आया होगा कि थ्री डिमेंशनल स्ट्रक्चर्स को 2D में समझना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है, राइट? इट्स अ लिटिल डिफिकल्ट टू रिलेट थ्री डिमेंशनल स्ट्रक्चर्स इन टू डिमेंशनल बुक्स, इवन on the board. It's a little difficult. तो आर ऑब्जेक्टिव इसके इस सब चीजों को हम ठीक करें, थोड़ा इजी करें, है ना, थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग बनाएं सिमुलेशंस को. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव स्कॉलर लैब विद अस, एंड this is in association with Dr. Homi Baba Foundation, where we have tried to collaborate and see if we can bring some really interesting simulations at your fingertips through Scholarlab, right? So आज का पहला सिमुलेशन शुरू करते हैं. पहला सिमुलेशन जो आज हम देख रहे हैं वो है सेल स्ट्रक्चर्स एंड फंक्शंस के लिए. सो सेल स्ट्रक्चर एंड फंक्शंस को सिमुलेशन वाइज अलग अलग सिमुलेशंस में ब्रेक किया हुआ है. सो देयर आर इन ऑल थ्री सिमुलेशंस where we are going to study about cell structures and functions. ठीक है? So let's see the first one, which is unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. As you can see, water containing amoeba है, water containing paramecium है, और ड्रॉपर है हमारे पास, और हमारे पास एक माइक्रोस्कोप है, राइट? लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ हाउ एन अमीबा लुक्स. सो हम लोग एक सैंपल लेंगे जिसमें अमीबा ऑलरेडी है. हमने उस सैंपल में से ड्रॉपर में से थोड़ा सैंपल लिया, एक ग्लास स्लाइड के ऊपर हम लोग उसको पुट कर रहे हैं. एज वी ऑल नो कि हमारे जो वर्चुअल लैब है दे आर कंप्लीटली 3D 360 डिग्री. दैट इज ग्रेट. एट द सेम टाइम एवरी स्टेप वी हैव every step we have a highlighter which tells us कि next part पे क्या करना है, what is the next thing we have to do. तो आप देख रहे हो स्लाइड जो है वो लोड हो गई है माइक्रोस्कोप में, और यहाँ पे एक आई बटन आया है, राइट? दैट आई बटन इज एक्चुअली टेलिंग अस दैट नाउ वी कैन सी इट थ्रू द माइक्रोस्कोप. अब आप देखो, ये है अमीबा. Isn't that really amazing? तो सूडोपोडिया यहाँ पे है, उरीड यहाँ पे है, वाटर वैक्यूल्स, फूड वैक्यूल, ये सब चीजें हम 3D में देख पा रहे हैं, which is something amazing to see, right? You can actually see all these things in an amoeba, correct? अब some people might say, but okay, that's great, but amoeba को थोड़ा और नजदीक से अगर हमें देखना हो, थोड़ा और कुछ, so we actually have loaded a video of amoeba as well, where you can see how it is working, how it is, going from one point to the other. And this is where, we feel that there is a huge application for virtual science labs, because आप actually amoeba screen में कैसा दिखता है वो आप पूरी क्लास को एक साथ दिखा सकते हो. And then if the teacher wants to explain a particular part of that amoeba, everyone will be able to focus on it much better, right? So that's why simulations are something which is of really high importance when it comes to education, right? Let's see one more multicellular wala slide. This is animal cell. Okay, so animal cells को हम देखने वाले हैं in the microscope. So you see, wow, these are the animal cells. In fact, go a little closer, we are actually inside the cell structure of animals. ठीक है? अब अच्छी बात ये है कि ये सारी की सारी चीजें ऑलरेडी मार्क्ड है, राइट? सो व्हाट दैट मींस इज दैट दे आर ऑलरेडी मार्क्ड, बट आई कुड डू दिस एंड ये सारे मार्किंग्स निकल जाएंगे एंड यू विल बी एबल टू देन क्विज yourself and also a teacher will be able to ask you questions based on okay what is this, okay what is this, okay what is this, and that is something which is going to be very very useful for us, right? So if we want to understand what is the name of particular things, so we can have this kind of names appearing again. तो इस तरीके से जो हमारे सिमुलेशंस हैं, दे आर वेरी वेरी यूजफुल टू एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर द थिंग्स एंड हाउ दे अपीयर इन अंडर द माइक्रोस्कोप, करेक्ट? उसके अलावा वी कैन ऑल्सो यूज देम टू हेल्प अंडरस्टैंड इन इन लेबलिंग कि कौन सा पार्ट किस चीज को बोलते हैं, कैसे लेबल होता है। यू सी दिस आर प्लांट सेल्स, और प्लांट सेल के अगर हम लोग और अंदर जाएं तो वी सी माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया है, सेल मेम्ब्रेन है, सेल वॉल्स हैं, ये सारी चीजें हैं जो प्लांट सेल्स के अंदर होती हैं, करेक्ट? सो इस तरीके से प्लांट सेल्स भी बहुत आराम से अच्छे से हम देख पा रहे हैं। ओके, परफेक्ट। आई थिंक एवरीवन नोज कि प्लांट सेल्स, एनिमल सेल्स कैसे दिखते हैं। वी कैन एक्चुअली आल्सो एक्सप्लोर दिस a little bit more by looking at cell structures, okay, which is the shape, कि कौन सा सेल का स्ट्रक्चर का शेप किस तरीके का होता है, ये सारी चीजें भी हम यहाँ पे देख पाएंगे। सो लेट्स सी हाउ डज द स्ट्रक्चर लुक लाइक। सो नाउ वी हैव कम टू द शेप, और शेप में हमारे पास स्फेरिकल रेड ब्लड सेल है, स्पिंडल शेप मसल सेल है, या लॉन्ग ब्रांच नर्व सेल है। सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट स्फेरिकल रेड ब्लड सेल्स। इफ यू सी, यहाँ पे एक हैंड आ गया है, नीडल है, स्लाइड है, एंड वी कैन एक्चुअली गोइंग टू प्रिक दिस hand with a needle. The needle, once pricked, is getting the RBCs coming out, and that sample can then be placed on the slide, and then on the slide we can place the eyepiece and now observe it under the microscope. When we do that, this is what we find. This is our sample in front of us. Now, if you see, यहाँ पे भी कुछ ग्लो, कुछ हाईलाइट हो रहा है. So let's click on that RBC, and you can see that the RBC, how does it actually look? This is the three-dimensional structure of RBC. और ये structure दोनों तरफ से, you know, there is a little bend on both sides. This is sometimes students don't realize. They feel that RBC मतलब, you know, it is going to be like a cup. तो ऐसा नहीं होता कि दोनों तरफ से इट इज लाइक दिस। ओके, so that is something which is very very interesting for spherical red blood cells. Similarly, we can have spindle shaped cells. तो यहाँ पे आप देखो कि एक सैंपल रखा हुआ है, उस सैंपल में से वी आर रिमूविंग चिकन बकेट है, उसमें से हमने थोड़ा सा साइड निकाला है बाहर, और हमने इसको मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लास के नीचे देखा है। So when we are seeing it under the magnifying glass, let's see what we are able to find. We are able to see relaxed, smooth muscles. These are muscle cells. And if I, you know, contracted smooth muscles, तो अगर contract हो जाते तो कैसे दिखते हैं, और expand होते हैं, relax होते हैं तो कैसे दिखते हैं? That's how muscles actually appear. Correct? So इस सारी चीजें हम देख पाएंगे. This is very very important for demonstrations, right? The reason is because in a lab, when you take 40 students and each student is looking at the microscope, through the microscope, तो student को कैसे पता चलेगा कि ये वाला जो part है, this is the relaxed part, this is the expanded part, and all those things, right? It can only be possible when we are having this structures which are seen by everyone at the same time, and there is a teacher who is explaining what this particular part of the structure means. Correct? अब देखिए यहाँ पे हम लोग ने एक और लैब देख रहे हैं, बायोलॉजी लैब, जिसमें हम लोग बैक्टीरिया सेल्स, हेन सेल्स और ऑस्ट्रिच सेल्स, ये तीन अलग अलग चीजें देखने वाले हैं. सो लेट्स सी बैक्टीरिया सेल्स. यू कैन सी दिस इज अ बैक्टीरिया, राइट? एंड हाउ इट लुक्स इन थ्री डिमेंशन, ये किस तरीके से दिखता है, कवर किस तरीके से रहता है. All these things are very very easily visible to us, but you will realize one thing, that this is actually a cross section of a cell. This has been cut from the middle, and that's why all the structure looks like this. Very very interesting kind of structure for bacteria. Then let's look at hen cells, hen egg. This is how the hen egg looks. Okay, and this hen egg में से you have the structure of hen egg. in front of us, three-dimensional में. And finally, an ostrich cell, an ostrich egg. That's how ostrich egg looks. So, very, very easy to demonstrate it to kids. Also very easy to understand through our simulations. What does a difference between an ostrich egg, a hen's egg, and सारे cells जो हैं उनके अलग अलग structures वगैरह किस तरीके से होते हैं. So that was the part of cell structure. Now let me quickly also go on to our next um, next uh, section, which is reproduction in animals, right? And इसमें reproduction in animals में we are going to look at a few things. First, let's look at reproduction in animals, which is asexual. Okay, तो asexual reproduction in animals क्या होता है और उसमें what are the things involved, एक बार देख लेते हैं. This is a part of our curriculum also. As we know, this is going to be an important part in terms of you know competitive exams. So उनमें भी ये सारी चीजें काफी यूजफुल होती है हमारे लिए. Paramecium, for example, when you look at it into the cell, this is how it looks. So this is parent paramecium, and what is going to happen here? Binary fission होगा. इसका मतलब क्या होगा कि धीरे 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 there is a split division of nucleus which is going to happen, and two daughter cells are going to get created. इसी को बोलते हैं binary fission. Correct? So nucleus gets split, and you have multiple daughter cells which gets formed. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next part, what we are going to see. So the next one after binary fission is budding. So what is budding? So Hydra actually undergoes budding, and let's see what it means. Okay, so budding appears on parent Hydra. So एक छोटा सा एक bud outgrow होता है, and then the bud breaks off and becomes an independent Hydra. So that's called budding. Correct? आपने बहुत बार देखा होगा plants में काफी बार ऐसा देखने को मिलता है. And then we have cloning. So an egg is taken from a donor sheep. Okay, so यहाँ पे हमारे पास sheep A है, sheep B है. So I have taken the egg from a donor sheep, and we have taken this thing from the elder sheep. So use a slider provided to progress forward and backward as the steps happen. Cell A is taken from sheep. A cell is taken from sheep A, right? And we have the slider over here at the bottom, and I'm going to just keep on moving it ahead. So this is the cell taken from sheep A, and an electric shock fuses the cell into the egg. Okay, the cell begins to divide, and embryo is placed in the foster's mother. So यहाँ पे हमारे पास embryo है और उसे हम लैब में डालेंगे, तो इससे एक आइडेंटिकल शीप ए जो है वो बॉर्न होगी. सो आई होप एवरीवन अंडरस्टैंड दैट ये जो इस टाइप का जो रिप्रोडक्शन है दैट इज एसेक्सुअल, बिकॉज यहाँ पे व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज दैट externally we are having the reproduction to take place, right? This is an external reproduction. Cells लेके आप उसको embryo में डाल के then you are placing it in the in this kind of a situation. Now let me also show you one more, which is reproduction in animals, which is sexual. Okay, तो sexual reproduction के basically जो organs होते हैं, कौन से organs हैं, क्या parts हैं, वो सारी चीजें हम यहाँ पे इस simulation में देख पाएंगे. तो observe the male and female reproductive organs as well as their respective cells, gametes and spermatozoa, which is basically the sperm, and ovum. These cells vary dramatically in their size. The sperm is the largest, is the smallest cell in a human body, while the ovum is the largest. Okay, so very interesting reproduction based ये है यहाँ पे simulation है. So let's see, this is a human body. Let's try and see what are the reproduction organs which are involved. So as you can see, there's a vast difference, right? There's a penis and there's testis. These are the things which are part of the male sex organs. You can see that यहाँ पे tail होता है, this is the sperm, right? And then you have mitochondria, which is over here, and you have the nucleus and the acrosome, which is at the tip. There is a plasma membrane, which is at the back, which looks like this. ठीक है, और ये जो न्यूक्लियस है ये आपको आगे की तरफ यहाँ पे दिखाई दे रहा है. Now let's also go back and look at female reproductive organs. So females ka, you can see that there is a female and reproductive organs include ovaries, fallopian tube, vagina, and uterus, right? And if I just go in and check what kind of the cell or it looks, so you will see that the cytoplasm over here, cell membrane and follicle cells, and this is the kind of nucleus which is there inside at the center. So that's how the female reproductive organs look like. Okay, so that's the egg which we were seeing. So yeah, I think this is something which is useful, and the same time also helps in understanding how animal reproductions take place. Uh, I think both the simulations which we have taken today have been useful in terms of understanding how cell structures are, also understanding how reproduction in animals takes place, what is asexual, what is sexual reproduction. ये सारी चीजें काफी यूजफुल और इम्पोर्टेंट है। और एक करिकुलम में भी बात बहुत बार पूछा जाता है, एट द सेम टाइम बहुत बार इसे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में भी पूछा गया है। सो प्लीज कीप these things in mind, because जब आप simulation start करोगे, when you go to your dashboard and you start these simulations, you'll be able to access all these simulations very easily. I think with that, it was a short session today because more of simulations involved representations, right, and 3D visualization, and something which requires students to actually try it out. So they were very easy simulations. I'm sure everyone has understood the simulations today. We will stop our session here, and as we all know, tomorrow as well, we are going to meet at the same time, 8 to 8:30 on the same channel. And we're going to see 2, 3 more simulations which are going to be covered next after this particular call is over. Please keep referring to the dashboard where you have access to the Virtual Science Lab on Homi Baba Foundation page. And please do share it with people whom you think would be interested in this, your batchmates, your friends, and who would want to see these simulations and also access them. Please share it with them as well. With that, thank you so much, everyone, and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Take care. Bye.